In a quiet little town called Greenfield, Ohio, two brothers were born, Jake and Ethan Miller. They looked exactly alike. Same blue eyes, same crooked smile, same dimple on the left cheek. But from the moment they could walk, they took different paths. Jake spent his childhood chasing every ball he could find: basketball, football, baseball, anything that let him run. Ethan, on the other hand, was the kid with a lemonade stand that somehow turned into a small weekend business. One dreamed of trophies. The other dreamed of profits. When high school ended, Jake earned a sports scholarship to a university in Texas. His days were filled with early morning runs, endless drills, and loud crowds cheering his name. Ethan stayed in Greenfield for college, but quit after a year. "College can't teach you what money can," he said. He started selling sneakers online, calling his little venture Twin Step. It began as a side hustle, but slowly started to grow. Jake's college career was supposed to be his big break. But one night, during a regional championship game, his knee gave out. The sound of the crowd faded into silence as his dreams collapsed with him. By the time he returned home, he could barely walk without pain. Ethan, meanwhile, had expanded Twin Step into something real: an office, employees, a growing list of customers, and investors calling him the next big thing. Jake avoided his brother. He couldn't stand the sight of Ethan's shiny new Tesla or his tailored suits. Ethan, in turn, couldn't understand why Jake wouldn't just move on. Thanksgiving dinner that year ended in silence. Jake stared at his cold plate, while Ethan scrolled through his phone. What had once been brotherhood now felt like rivalry wrapped in regret. Months later, Ethan showed up at the local school stadium where Jake had started coaching kids. In his hands, a box labeled Twin Step Pro Series. "I want you to see this," he said, handing it over. Inside were brand new running shoes, designed for young athletes. Jake looked up, confused. "What's this supposed to be?" Ethan smiled faintly. "It's not just shoes. It's the beginning of something." Jake frowned, holding the shoes, feeling the smooth new leather. "The beginning of what?" he finally asked. Ethan's grin deepened, but his eyes held something serious, something Jake hadn't seen in years. "The beginning of what we dreamed about when we were kids," he said quietly. "Only this time it's real." The wind picked up, carrying dust across the empty field. A football rolled by, bumping against Jake's shoe. He looked at his brother, at the box, and at the sky, unsure what would come next. He didn't know yet that everything was about to change.